So for part 2 of Piggy Intercity, I promised an analysis for the 2 videos, and let's begin. The first video begins with showing the viewer the destruction that was caused by fighter jets. If you don't know, you should watch my last vid as I explained the manufacturing part. But who do these fighter jets belong to? Well, you'd think it's the Capitol or the Liberators plane, right? Wrong, because I explained how the Liberators, the people I mentioned as the Resistance, were the ones with the factories able to create such pieces of military, but it could have been traded for supplies, so the owner of the jet is still unknown. The next part of the first video shows us an infected, but a strange type. If you take a look, he is taller, but weaker and talks? Yes, he does. He says stuff like, "Help my brother," and repeats it over and over. So how does this infected talk? Well, I think that this infected was recently infected. You may think this is wrong, but let's think about it for just 1 minute. We see that during, basically, the majority of the video, he has black eyes similarly to mothers, so he was probably in stage 1 to become and infected. But he was tested on. I think that this claim is true because he looks very strange. The old symptoms don't appear on him at all. He can control his movements, he can speak, and he can feel it all. So, wherever this guy came from, he came from a lab that tested on survivors, and he keeps saying, "Help my brother," because he knows that his brother either is targeted as a next test subject or his brother had escaped and he is looking for him. An interesting part is that Ms. P was also taken by a group to be tested on. So could this infected and Ms. P be related, in lore? Then, the cure was found, but the infected person was late. How it got there was discussed in part 1, so you should watch part 1. Time to analyze the next vid. So in the other video we are introduced to 2 new survivors. Itzy and Danica, they both are on a supply run. The Batgirl, IDK if it's Itzy, looks through the supplies while the Catgirl holds out a bazooka ammo? Well, yeah. Now this specifically shows that Intercity does not have a peaceful land, but battles rage on. This video as well shows us the perspectives of those small groups of survivors surviving on the crumbs and bits of supplies left from the major groups. As they were aggroing, Kitty enters. Yup, so it is confirmed that the rest of the TSP members will get some spotlight in Intercity. The video ends on her offering supplies. So to conclude, we now know that firstly, a group of scientists are experimenting on survivors and on Ms. P, which is why that infected figure was talking and moving perfectly fine. Secondly, that the TSP will be playing a major role in Piggy Intercity as they will be helping other survivors and fighting the Capitol for the cure. But, where are Willia, Tigry, Mimi Giraffe Pony and more? And more imprudently, did Zizzy get cured? That's what I will be discussing in part 3, so like, share and subscribe to be updated. It's Ado bro, peace.